104.5 The Team. We're joined by Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz. Schwartz, the big story out there is that Cam Newton got up and walked away from questions in the post-game press conference. When you see the quarterback of the losing team of the Super Bowl do that, what's your thoughts?
Shouldn't the storyline be that I predicted how the Super Bowl would go? Or should not? We're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that happen.
We're going to get there. I wanted to start with the big news, and then I'll start with the giant news.
Obviously, that's not the way, that you should handle that situation. He was upset. He should have stayed in there and took some more questions. But, as a competitor, I get where he's coming from. Right after the biggest loss of his life, think about it. He's always been a winner. He won in junior college. He won at Auburn. He's won a fair amount of big games in Carolina. And, this is a tough loss. So I get where he's coming from. But in the end, if you're going to celebrate and you're going to kind of do all the other things when things go well, which I have no issue with. I think that's totally okay. I like the way he plays the game with enthusiasm. He enjoys it. But you're going to have to stand up and answer the questions when time comes, when things don't go very well.
As a player, do you look at him differently as a leader when he does this?
He's not on my team, so I don't know his leadership abilities. He was voted captain, so obviously they think very highly of him. I know Ryan Khalil, I know he thinks highly of him, but he's not my quarterback. I've never really been around him, even though I was there for that 1 year, but I was hurt, so I wasn't really around. But I can't really comment on his leadership. I have no idea. Maybe that's the way that he leads his team, and they're okay with that. He obviously has done well enough this year to be named the captain and to make it to the Super Bowl and to be the NFL MVP. So, it's tough to just say that he's not a leader anymore. I tweeted this yesterday. I don't think you should change your opinion on the guy. You can still like the guy, just not like what he did in that situation.
Geoff, Cam doesn't go for the fumble late in the fourth quarter, catches a lot of flack for that. Earlier today, he says that his leg was in a bad position and he didn't want to get it rolled on. What's your reaction when you hear that?
Oh, he for sure would have broke his ankle if he went in there for that. I mean, it was going to be bad. Whether or not he should have done it or not, I really don't know. I mean, I tweeted this yesterday that I don't think he would have recovered it even if he had tried to go down and get it. I believe quarterbacks are somewhat taught sometimes to not take the risk, because they don't want them to get hurt. Now it's a Super Bowl, and I get his reasoning for why he did it. He did then go back and try to recover the fumble. It's not like he just backed away and didn't try to get after the ball. It just looked bad. What looked bad was the backing away. It wasn't that he didn't go dive for the ball immediately, which even if he dove, like I said, I don't think you recover the ball. It was that he jumped away. But listen, I think you can't question someone's toughness. I think Cam has proven that he's a tough football player, and I think that he would have been seriously hurt. I mean, maybe that's a risk you take in the Super Bowl. I don't know, but it's hard for me to question anyone's toughness on the football field.
Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz joins us here on 104.5 The Team. Follow him on Twitter at Geoff Schwartz. That's Geoff with a G. Brought to you by McLean Food Services. So you've hinted to this. You predicted how this game would go. Did anything surprise you?
A couple things. One, I thought Carolina would be able to run the ball a little bit, which they really didn't. And two, I thought Cam Newton would try to take the game over more with his legs. He did a little bit of that in the second quarter and then kind of stopped. So I was surprised that those two things did not happen, but the rest of it didn't surprise me. Peyton Manning was a game manager. I thought that Denver would have more success running the ball than most did. Peyton Manning and Luke Kuechly had a little mind game, and Peyton Manning got him one time. It was, I think, the biggest run of the game where C.J. Anderson broke a Kuechly tackle, but Manning had checked from one play to another play. Kuechly thought the ball was running to his right. It was running to his left. He was out of position, broke the tackle, big run play. So it kind of went as I thought it would. Carolina looked a little more uptight than I figured they would be. There was no celebrating, no smiling, really. That surprised me. But Denver won the game. They came out and their defense played really well, and they won the battle on the edges, which I thought was the key for them.
The people out there that say that your success is only defined by championships are now going to say, well, Peyton's got two, so that puts him in this level of the conversation. Does this Super Bowl change Peyton's legacy at all to you?
No. I think that if he had won the way he had won in the past, where he has these big numbers and all that, maybe. But, I mean, He's up there. I mean, top 5, 7 quarterback. Obviously, it changes with a victory and all. Maybe he's even higher than. Maybe he's a top 3 quarterback. It doesn't change, who is the quarterback, especially in a game where he was just, quote unquote game manager.
Geoff Schwartz, offensive lineman of the New York Giants, joining us, host one half of the host of the Block 'Em Up podcast. So the Peyton Manning legacy is pretty much set. We think he's going to walk away from the game on the field. Lots of questions what he does next. If Ben McAdoo hired him in some capacity of offensive coach, what would your thoughts be?
Why not? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's obviously a great football mind. You kind of would have to ask Eli on how that relationship would end up working out. I don't know. But I think it's, I don't know, why not? I don't think he wants to coach. I could see him getting in the front office type of a John Elway type situation.
Geoff, as an offensive lineman, what do you do against an elite edge rusher? Because Von Miller took over the game. How can you combat that? Can you?
Well, there's a bunch of things that go in the pass protection. One, obviously, is your individual matchup, your one-on-one. You can get help from tight ends, from running backs, from the center, and then also your quarterback and your scheme. If you can get the ball out quickly, it really helps. Carolina is not a team that throws timing patterns, quick outs and quick, hitches and quick sticks and stuff like that, which a lot of teams do in these situations when they play teams that can rush the passer. They get the ball out very quick. In Cam Newton, that's not their offense. So when they're not running the ball very well, the pass rushers can kind of tee off, and that's not really Carolina's style. So, you just have to all of it plays a role in how you pass protect.
The big man, Geoff Schwartz, joining us right here on 104.5 The Team, thanks to McLean Food Services. So the Jericho Cotchery not catch that everybody thought was a catch, I mean, how in the world do we still not know what a catch is in the NFL?
No clue. It's funny. I don't know when this was. I was watching. Oh, yeah, they had the NFL Network aired a special on the 49ers and Cowboys rivalry. It might have been in November, December, and I'm watching a game, and they're showing clips of guys scoring touchdowns, I think, for the Cowboys, and some of the scores. Well, growing up as a kid, that's a touchdown. You know when you see it. A guy would catch the ball, get 2 feet in, fall down, the ball would bounce out, and you're like, okay, touchdown, it makes sense. And nowadays, that's not a touchdown. I mean, I think we know. We can watch what a touchdown is. Okay, he caught the ball at the touchdown. And now with all the cameras, with all the slow-mo, with all the angles, you can tell when the ball's being jarred loose, and it's gotten too much. I wish we would go back to just saying that's a catch, but we're never going to be that way because they're going to add more cameras. We're going to have better technology. There's going to be more ways to analyze what is and what isn't a catch. I feel like 95% of us would agree most of the time, watching with our eyes, whether it's a catch or not.
I agree. Now, look, Geoff Schwartz, offensive lineman, New York Giants, you get paid to protect Eli Manning. You respect Eli Manning. I'm going to need you to step out of your comfort zone for a second and admit that Eli Manning was upset that Peyton got his second Super Bowl ring. We saw his face. Tell the truth. Eli hates Peyton.
Did you see his dad as well basically show almost no emotion, and then he high-fived one person? I mean, those are the two guys that have played. They know what's going on. To me, Eli, I just think he looked like he was tired. I don't know. Looked like he was anxious. I mean, when I watch my brother play, I don't cheer when they score either. A little different situation, but I get so anxious and so uptight watching him play that I'm just happy when it's over and they've won. I'm not like, if I sit on my couch, I'm not, even when Mitch makes a good block, I don't jump up and cheer. I don't think he's jealous at all. I don't think he's upset. I don't think that any of that. I just think that's who Eli is. He doesn't show a lot of emotion.
So no truth to the rumor he was mad that he finally saw how to work a fourth quarter?
All right. First, I'm not. You know what? We're not going to go there.
I love you, man. I'm just messing with you.
We're not going there.
All right. We'll move on.
I was going to lay out all these stats about our fourth quarters, but I'm just not going to do it.
I love you, Schwartz.
I know.
All right, we'll move on.
Geoff, we spent a lot of the show today talking about Derek Fisher fired in New York after less than 2 seasons. Do you think that's fair to any coach? Should they get at least 2 seasons to implement their plan to try to rebuild a franchise?
Football for sure. I think football is a much tougher rebuild than basketball. You can get a lot of free agents in basketball to change your franchise instantly. And the Lakers, I'm a Lakers fan. Let's say the Lakers get Durant, and then I heard some rumors that maybe Durant, and then eventually another year Westbrook comes. Okay, I mean that's if you don't win now, that's your fault. So you don't get that in the NFL once you get a quarterback, and it takes a lot of time in the NFL to find a quarterback and to get one you trust. So I don't think it's fair to fire an NFL coach after even maybe 3 years. But basketball, I don't know the dynamics on the Knicks. I don't follow the Knicks. Phil Jackson has won obviously as a coach, and if he felt that there was a change that needed to be made, then there's a change that needed to be made. I think the NBA is driven a lot more by players, anyways. You have to kind of cater to the star than you do in the NFL.
Geoff Schwartz joining us right here, 104.5 The Team. Thanks to McLean Food Service. They're looking for experienced CDL Class A drivers. Great benefits, great pay, great schedule. Give them a call. Karen and Human Resources waiting here from you. 861-6122. That's 861-6122. Schwartzy, how's the workouts going? I feel like you're getting pumped up and ready. I saw you in San Fran. You look great. Is this going to be a big year for Geoff Schwartz?
It's going to be a great year. When I'm healthy, which I am now, I'm a pretty good football player, so it's a matter of staying healthy. And a lot of my injuries have been none of my doing. It's unfortunate, but my injuries have come in like 3. I had 3 within 13 months, 5 years ago, and then I got healthy, and I had 3 within, a little bit of time here. So I'm hoping that this is the end of it, get a couple healthy years and, help us win some games.
Love it, man. Thank you so much, Geoff. I'm only busting you about the fourth quarters because I know damn well you're going to fix it, and this is going to be a good year for the Giants.
Thank you, guys.